Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Station for Learning. Hope you all are doing well. Today, we are going to look at the themes of the Great Gatsby. So, the first theme we have here is the American Dream. The American dream that hard work can lead one from rags to riches has been a core facet of American identity since its inception. Settlers came west to America from Europe seeking wealth and freedom. The pioneers headed west for the same reason. The Great Gatsby shows the tide turning east as hordes flock to New York City seeking stock market fortunes. The Great Gatsby portrays this shift as a symbol of the American dream's corruption. It's no longer a vision of building a life, it's just about getting rich. Gatsby symbolizes both the corrupted dream and the original uncorrupted dream. He sees wealth as the solution to his problems, pursues money via shady schemes, and reinvents himself so much that he becomes hollow, disconnected from his past. Yet, Gatsby's corrupt dream of wealth is motivated by an incorruptible love for Daisy. Gatsby's failure does not prove the folly of the American dream. Rather, it provides the folly of shortcutting the dream by allowing corruption and materialism to prevail over hard work, integrity, and real work, love. And the dream of love that remains at Gatsby's core condemns nearly every other character in the novel, all of whom are empty beyond just their lust for money. So the American dream is basically all related to attaining that money, showing yourself as wealthy, and having that class for on the basis of money. Now, the next theme we have here is class and society. It was also building on money and materialism theme. The novel draws clear distinction between the kind of money you have, old money, the one that is inherited, or new money that is earned. And there is also a clear difference between the lifestyles of the wealthy who live on Long Island and commute freely to Manhattan, and the working class people stuck in between, mired in Queens. By the end of the novel, our main character, who are not old money, Gatsby, Milton, and George, are all dead, while the inherited money club is still alive. The novel set in the context of the Roaring Twenties, a time of economic prosperity juxtaposed with social inequality. The characters are divided into two main classes: the established elite of East Egg, represented by Tom and Daisy Buchanan, and the newly wealthy of West Egg, represented by Gatsby. This division highlights the social barriers that exist even within wealth. Tom's disdain for Gatsby's background and his attempts to maintain his social superiority reflect the entrenched class prejudices of the time. The novel illustrates how wealth does not equate to social acceptance or moral superiority. We can also justify it with the excerpts from the novel that are: they were careless people, Tom and Daisy. They smashed up things and creatures and then retreated back into their money or their vast carelessness, or whatever it was that kept them together, and let other people clean up the mess they had made. See how big Tom Buchanan set up, you know, everything wrong for the Gatsby to take him out of the way. Another excerpt dialogue we can see from the novel is that, "Who is this Gatsby anyhow?" demanded Tom suddenly. "Some big bootlegger? Where did you hear that?" I inquired. "I didn't hear it, I imagined it. A lot of these newly rich people are just big bootleggers, you know. Not Gatsby," I said shortly. So, see, he has this concept in mind that whoever is a new money, he must have gotten it from the illegal ways. So it is same as like he was calling him bootlegger. So this is what he has in mind. The perception is there that he must have been a bootlegger. He must have done something wrong to attain that money, because he's a newly one in our class with that much amount of money. So this is how the class in society has been depicted in the Great Gatsby. Now, the next theme we have here is love and relationship. All of the major characters are driven by love, desire, or both, but only Tom and Daisy's marriage lasts out of the novel's five major relationships and affairs. So, is love an inherently unstable force, or do the characters just experience this in the wrong way? And we can see it through the eyes of some dialogues as well from the novel. He nodded sadly. And what's more, I love Daisy too. Once in a while, I go off on a spree and make a fool of myself. But I always come back, and in my heart, I love her all the time. So, see that he is playing double game by loving Daisy and going out for the affairs as well. So, even these are not the fair ones. The next theme we see here is wealth. In the theme of wealth, in the novel Great Gatsby, a man without money is no man at all. We have seen that. Daisy leaves Gatsby for Tom because Tom is wealthy, and at the time, Gatsby was not. This quote is basically yelling at Tom about how his wealth is the only reason he has her, and now that Gatsby is more wealthy, he can have her. Right? We can look at the quote here. It said, "She never loved you. Do you hear? She only married you because I was poor and she was tired of waiting for me. It was a terrible mistake, but in her heart, she never loved anyone except me." See? And in another dialogue, we can see her voice is full of money. He said suddenly. That was it. I've never understood before. It was full of money. That was the inexhaustible charm that rose and fell in it, the jingle of it, the symbol song of it. High in a white palace, the king's daughter, the golden girl. See, it was, he must be talking about Daisy, that how she has uh, prioritized money over love. So, wealth, we can see that it was all starting with the basics of wealth, and even in the end, it was all about wealth that they all were running around or they all were rotating around. And in the end of the novel, everyone learns that money cannot buy happiness. It was also evident in the overall novel. The relationships in The Great Gatsby are complex and often problematic. Gatsby's love for Daisy is idealized. He sees her as the embodiment of his dreams and desires. However, Daisy is ultimately shallow and torn between her love for Gatsby and her social status with Tom. The novel raises questions about the nature of love when it is intertwined with materialism and social expectations. The tragic outcome of Gatsby's love story serves as a commentary on the superficiality of relationship in the context of wealth and status. Now, let's look at the symbols present in the novel The Great Gatsby. The first symbol that we see here is the green light, about the lust and that unattainable dream. Enchanted objects, Gatsby's hopes and dreams for this future. See, and in one point we see that Gatsby would stretch out his arms to the light as way of getting closer to Daisy, attempting to reclaim his past. Isn't it? And if we take another symbol from the green, another hint from green, so it is safe to go. Gatsby thought he was doing the right thing and it was okay for him to do this. The green light at the end of Daisy's talk is a symbol of Gatsby's hopes and dreams. It represents everything that haunts and beckons Gatsby: the physical and emotional distance between him and Daisy, the gap between the past and the present, the promises of the future, and the powerful lure of that one other green stuff he craves. What is that? And that was money. In fact, the color green pops up everywhere in the Great Gatsby. Long Island Sound is green. George Wilson's haggard, tired face is green in the sunlight. Remember that? Michelis describes the car that kills Myrtle Wilson as light green, although it was yellow. Gatsby's perfect lawn is green, and the new world that Nick imagines Dutch explorers first stumbling upon is a fresh green breast. The symbolism of green throughout the novel is a variable and contradictory as the many definitions of green and the many uses of money. New, natural, innocent, naive, and uncorrupted, but also rotten, gullible, nauseous, and sickly. See here we have few dialogues related to the green light, the symbol of green light in the Great Gatsby. Now we will look at another symbol from the Great Gatsby, and that is the eyes of Dr. T.J. Ecclesburg. We have seen him referenced every time a scene is in the Valley of Ashes, saw everything. Tom and Myrtle, Gatsby's takes next to make Wolfsham. Daisy and Gatsby, Wilson know about Myrtle having an affair. So he is watching all of these acts, all right, means he's seeing all corrupt. American dream can be true. God frowns upon his new belief forever. So we can see that these all can relate with the eyes of Dr. T.J. Ecclesburg, and every now and then it was visible and it was present there in the novel as well. The eyes of Dr. T.J. Ecclesburg on the billboard overlooking the Valley of Ashes represent many things at once. To Nick, they seem to symbolize the haunting waste of the past, which lingers on Thor. This end irrevertibly vanished, much like Dr. Ecclesburg's medical practice. See, it is not over there anymore. The eyes can also be linked to Gatsby, whose own eyes, once described as vacant, often stare out blankly keeping vigil. A word Fitzgerald applies to both Dr. Ecclesburg's eyes and Gatsby's over Long Island Sound and the green light. And for the George Wilson, Dr. Ecclesburg eyes are the eyes of God, which he says he sees everything. So this is how different characters have associated themselves or their thoughts or their life happenings with the eyes of Dr. T.J. Ecclesburg. Now let's look at some of the autobiographical elements from the novel. Here are two quotes that we have extracted out. One is that by Daisy that, and I hope she'll be a fool. That's the best thing a girl can be in this world. A beautiful little fool. So this dialogue was spoken by Daisy Buchanan and encapsulates several key themes and social commentaries present in the novel. C. Daisy's statement reflects the limited roles available to women in the 1920s by wishing for her daughter to be a fool. This implies that ignorance is preferable in a world where women are often valued for their beauty rather than their intelligence or agency. This highlights a societal expectation that women should conform to traditional roles, focusing on marriage and domesticity rather than personal ambition or intellectual pursuits. Another quote from the novel by Gatsby is that poor boys shouldn't think of marrying rich girls. Although inside it looks nothing, it's just a dialogue. But actually, when you look at besides behind it, it actually reflects a significant theme in The Great Gatsby regarding social class and the barriers that exist between different socio-economic groups. Right. This could underscore the rigid class distinctions that define the social landscape of the novel. The idea that poor boys should not aspire to marry rich girls highlights the societal norms and expectations that dictate relationships based on wealth and status. It suggests that love and marriage are often influenced by economic considerations rather than genuine affection or compatibility. So, this all also happened with Daisy when she had to marry Tom Buchanan. So these are the themes. These were the themes and the symbols from the Great Gatsby and some of the autobiographical element as well. That maybe Fitzgerald can relate with himself as well, with his life as well, or that whatever he saw during the time of the Roaring Twenties when he wrote the novel. If you want to learn more, then please share it in the comment section, and we will definitely make a detailed video about it. For now, if you like this video, if you learned something, please like, share, and subscribe the video. Thank you so much for watching.